this time of year. Look at the beautiful trees to the left. All the leaves are changing colors. It's just so pretty. Okay, we're gonna get some queso fresco cheese. Okay, and we're gonna get a can of Rotel, diced tomatoes and green chilies, and a can of Del Monte Mexican style street corn. Our Mexican street corn dip, and the recipe that I'm using calls for 2 cans. They're the 14.75 ounce cans. I'm using the Del Monte Mexican style street corn. It's kind of spicy and smoky. You can use any kind of corn you want, any type of southwestern corn, Mexican corn. You're just using 2 cans of that, a can of Rotel mild diced tomato with chili, queso fresco cheese. Again, you can use any type of Mexican cheese you like. I'm dicing up some green onion to put in it. A half cup mayo, half cup sour cream. The seasonings I'm going to use is a 1/4 cup of lime juice, which we're going to squeeze these, and a half teaspoon of chili powder, and let's see, a half teaspoon of smoked paprika, a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Okay. Chop up our green onion here. Let's see here. When I chop up green onion, I chop up the whole thing. So I'm gonna start with just 4. We'll chop these up real fine. Okay, and we'll squeeze our lime. Okay, we'll go ahead and open up our cans of Mexican style street corn. And you want to drain these. These Pampered Chef can openers are amazing. I've had mine for years. I just love it. Ooh, that looks so good. We'll drain those. We'll go ahead and get our Rotel diced tomatoes and green chilies. And you only want 1 can of the Rotel, 2 cans of corn. You see this Rotel is, let's see how much, 10 ounces. And then these are 14.75 ounces. So, all right, and we'll get all of these drained. Okay, now you want to add your corn and your Rotel to the bowl of green onions. Yummy, yummy, it's going to be so good. Mix all that in. Add your Rotel tomatoes and chilies. And then we'll melt our cheese. We'll pour that in and get our seasonings all mixed up. This is the cheese I'm using, by the way. I'll show you up close. Mexican. You can really use, like I said, any type of Mexican cheese you'd like. We're going to get our mayo and our sour cream all mixed in. Okay. Okay, we want a half cup of sour cream. Get our mayo. Okay, a half cup of mayonnaise. I use Hellmann's. Hellmann's is my go-to mayonnaise for everything. Okay, that's about a half cup. Put that in there. Okay, and then we'll mix everything up. Mix all of this up. So just fold your corn and tomatoes into the sour cream and mayo. Okay, we need a half teaspoon of chili powder. Now my measurements aren't always exact. This is getting low. I do, you know, the closest. That's about half a teaspoon. I'll sprinkle that in. Okay. And then we need a half teaspoon of paprika. Let me rinse this. Half teaspoon of paprika. I always rinse in between. I don't like to mix my seasonings, but you can do it whatever way you want to. And this is smoked paprika that I'm using. I don't want to get too much. That's about half a teaspoon right there. Okay. And then a quarter teaspoon of garlic powder. That on. It's really starting to smell good. And let's see. We'll rinse this off. We'll get a quarter teaspoon of salt. Too much salt. Nothing's worse than putting too much salt in something. Can't take the salt away. All right. Quarter teaspoon of pepper. That's about a quarter teaspoon. All right. And we'll mix all that up. Once you make this, you want to refrigerate it for at least 30 minutes. Making it the day before would be even better, to just let it sit and, you know, marinate all together, all the different flavors overnight. But as long as you refrigerate it for at least 30 minutes, that'll be good. And you want to serve this cold. open up our cheese. I'm using scissors, my kitchen scissors, because sometimes it's hard for me to pull this plastic apart. We want to crumble this up. Okay, and with clean hands, you want to crumble your cheese all up. It just crumbles up, just like so, just like blue cheese or feta cheese would. Okay, now we want to add our Mexican cheese to the dip. Now this is what's going to give it the cheesiness. Probably should have used a bigger bowl, but this will still do. It'll mix in good. Okay, we'll get this all folded in together. Try to do this without making too big of a mess. Okay, and this is the finished product.